Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Lanice. If you are new here, welcome to my channel. I'm a registered nurse and I do these cool little nursing videos. If you are not new here, thank you. Welcome back. I really appreciate you. And you already know what I'm gonna say. Thank you for tuning into this video because you could be anywhere in the world, baby, but you are here with me. And that is greatly appreciated. Just wanted you to know, okay? Just wanted you to know. All right, so first I just want to apologize if the sound is a little different. I'm not able to use my mic because my camera settings, I'm just tired of it overheating. But y'all, just in case it's a little different, if you notice any difference, but we won't go too far into that. We will go ahead and get into we will go ahead and get into the tea for today. I listen to too many commentaries because it is a lot of people who say that out here. We're going to get into the tea for today. The nursing tea. Okay, so today I want to talk to you guys about full-time versus part-time versus PRN versus traveling. Okay, I graduated about 3 years ago, and since then I have held all 4 of those positions as a nurse at the hospital, and I feel like I have a lot to say about them. Okay, so we'll go ahead and get into it. I want to first give you guys a brief resume of me in the last 3 years as a nurse. I'm going ahead and tell y'all, I don't like to be nowhere too long, and I haven't quite found my niche, so if my resume sound a little long, judge your mama. Judge your mama, okay? That's why I am a nurse, because I can do whatever I want to do, okay? It's a lot of options out there, and I just ain't found the right one. So now that we got that preface out of the way. So I started about 3 years ago, a little over 3 years ago, in the RN residency program at a local hospital. I found a floor that I actually really liked because the floor taught me a lot. The floor was hard, so I knew that if I went to any other floor, I would be able to handle it. It taught me good time management. This floor just provided a lot of what I needed as a new grad nurse. I stayed there for about a year, and then after a year, I decided to go and travel. If you want to hear my history, my travel history, or any hiccups I ran into while traveling the first time, feel free to to go back and watch some of my old videos. I have kind of tracked my life along the way. So I went and traveled. Now when I went and traveled, I went PRN on this floor that I worked on during my residency. I went PRN on that floor, and I went and traveled. I would come home and work for them every now and again, just to keep my PRN status, but I stayed PRN. After traveling, my daughter came back. She started living with me again. I could no longer travel. I began working for this hospital system as a float nurse. I came back full-time. I'm full-time again, and I became a float nurse. So I was getting the extra incentive pay, and I was full-time. Now, while working full-time, I just was like, you know what? I don't know if the hospital setting is for me. I don't know if I like the hospital settings. There are so many different types of jobs that you can work as a nurse. I like variety. I don't like putting all my eggs in one basket. What's the spice of life? Let's go find out what else is out there, okay? So I go and get this job at a surgery center, y'all. Now, I really enjoyed working at the surgery center because it was so relaxed. Compared to the hospital. You didn't have to worry about anybody losing their, well, I ain't gonna say you didn't have to worry about nobody losing their lives. You know, we had to run a code maybe one time in the 6 months that I was there. But you're always running a risk whenever you're having surgery. You know, your life is on the line. But it was just a lot more relaxed and chilled in the hospitals. There was no medication passed. It was literally like vital signs, monitoring the patient. All right. So I liked working there. I liked the people. I love the people that I was working with. But me and management, it just didn't work out between us. Okay, so that situation didn't go well, for lack of better words. So I stopped working there after 6 months, and then I go back to the hospital part-time because I'm also offered a position at another hospital. So I took probably the last 2 months, and I've been working the last month I've been working part-time at my current hospital that I have been at for a while now, and I'm in the middle of choosing between 2 different positions right now. Let's put it that way. I was offered 2 positions, and I think I know which one I'm gonna go with, but I'm just, you know, kind of figuring out what I want to do now. So that is my story, and that's where I am now. That's my brief resume. Okay, so like I said, I have worked full-time, I have worked part-time, I have worked PRN, and I have traveled. All right, so now that you guys know what I've done, I will kind of go into the pros and cons of all of them. All right, so starting with full-time. If you are a full-time employee, the benefit of working full-time are the benefits. Hands down. When you're working full-time, you get more PTO per paycheck. Your benefits are cheaper. You rarely get called off of work. Anytime there's an extra shift, you're the first person that it goes to. Now, full-time has some benefits, and I think that's probably those are all that I can think of and I can name. If you know any more benefits of working full-time for a hospital, please comment down below. I love the comments. Now, the cons of working full-time are, it's hard to put your eggs in other baskets. And when you are working as a nurse, I don't believe that any nurse should have one basket. I believe that everybody should have multiple jobs, because as a nurse, it's very easy to get burnt out. Now, that's a different story for another day. But that is a con. It's when you're working full-time for a hospital, it is hard to go and get a PRN job or anything like that, because it's hard. The flexibility in your schedule is not, it's not there. So that's a con to working full-time. Another con to working full-time is you're the last to get any kind of incentive pay. You have to work at least 3 shifts at the hospital that I work at. You have to work at least your 3 shifts to be considered full-time. And in order to get any type of incentive, you have to work a 4th day, which means you have to work overtime in order to get any type of incentive that is offered to part-time or offered to PRN right away. And to me, if you are working for a paycheck, that is probably the biggest con a job could have, okay? Has to be, hands down. All right, so that's full-time. Part-time. I am currently working part-time, and like I said, I've been working part-time for the last month. And I did that because one benefit to working part-time is you still get benefits. So me and my daughter needed health insurance, and in order to receive health insurance for the hospital I work for, you only have to work part-time. I think that's amazing. Of course, another benefit is instead of working 3 days a week, you only have to work 2 days a week. I still get to make my own schedule, which is a benefit to both of them, both full-time and part-time. You get to make your own schedule. And you're only obligated to work 2 days a week, and you're only obligated to work 3 weekend shifts. Whereas if you're working full-time, you're obligated to work 4 weekend shifts in a 6-week track. So part-time sounds pretty good. Now, a few cons to working part-time are your benefits are a lot more expensive. You do not get as much PTO per pay period than you do if you are working full-time. Now, you do get the incentive quicker than if you work full-time, because you only have to work 2 days a week, and if they offer any incentive for any extra shifts, you get that on your 3rd day. So you don't have to work overtime to get any type of incentive. So that's also another benefit of working part-time. Now, PRN, to me, I'm gonna go ahead and put this out there. PRN is the best way to work if you're working for a hospital, because you are the first to get the incentive. You are the first people they are going to call whenever all of the full-time nurses don't want to pick up a shift. You get paid the most per hour if you are working PRN. And now I will say the only downfall of working PRN is you don't get any benefits. You don't get any PTO, so if you call in sick on a scheduled day, you're not going to get paid for it. Whereas if you call in sick as a full-time or part-time employee, you can use your sick time. You know, you have the benefits. You don't get that. If you don't go to work, if you want to take a vacation, any of that while you're working PRN, you don't get paid for it. You need to be saving your money while you're working. But other than that, I can honestly say that I don't see any downfall to working PRN. Now, let's get into travel. Of course, working PRN as a float nurse for me was pretty lucrative. Won't lie about that. They offer you, where I work, they offer you $50 an hour. You still get any type of night shift bonuses, weekend bonuses, specialty bonuses, like if you go to the ED or if you go to the cath lab or anything like that, you get a bonus for that. So yeah, PRN is great. But now travel is, of course, where it's at. And so going back to the two positions that I was offered recently, I was offered recently a case management position, which I actually really want to take. The flexibility, I'm not gonna say the flexibility, you're gonna work Monday through Friday, but it's like a home health position, so you're not tied down to the office all day. But I was also offered a travel contract, and currently the rates with travel contracts they're not as nowhere near as high as COVID, but since it's wintertime, it is they're paying pretty all right. Okay. Now when I say travel, I don't mean going to Nebraska, going to California. I mean local travel. So I'm going to be traveling an hour away for $1,200 of tax-free money on top of your hourly pay, 3 days a week. So you still get benefits. So when we talk about pros and cons to local travel, now for some people driving an hour away is completely normal for them anyway. For me, not so much. But you only have to drive an hour away. You get tax-free money because as long as you are within a certain radius or further outside of a certain radius, you still get the tax-free money. If you want to, you have the ability to sleep in your bed at night if you want to drive home. I can't say that I'm going to do that because I might get a hotel room or I might stay with a friend. I might do something like that some nights. But if you do want to still be able to see your kids at night, you still want to be able to come home every night, which was an issue with me when I was traveling outside of the state. I like sleeping in my bed. I like being home on the weekends that I'm off. Like I don't want to have to travel to and from to get home to my own house. I like being home, you know? So if you don't want to travel that far, local travel might be where it's at. Because again, I'm sorry if I began to ramble. You still get benefits, so you still get PTO. You don't get to use it in your first contract, but you are still accruing PTO while you're working. You get tax-free money. You still get to stay home at night, and you still get health insurance benefits. And you are getting paid more. Now, don't get me wrong, that drive, if you drive every day, is a killer. I hear people complain about it all the time. But if you're comparing full-time, part-time, PRN versus local travel, I think local travel is going to be the best bet. Okay? So I hope that I gave you guys the information that I wanted to give you guys. I hope you took something from this. But if you guys have any questions, please comment down below. If there's anything that I missed or didn't hit that you guys want to know, like just please comment down below. I don't know. I just feel kind of weird about this video. It's like these types of videos are hard for me because I have the tendency to kind of ramble and get a little off track, but I hope I hit my points. Y'all didn't even ask for any of that. So you know what? Let's just go ahead and let me just go ahead and say this. If you like the video, subscribe. Like the video. Send it to a friend, you know? If you didn't, I still ask that you do those things just to be nice, you know? It's okay. I'll take pity every now and then. Pity is okay every now and again, okay? So with that being said, I don't have much time left. If you have not already, please subscribe to my channel, like the video, and share it. Thank you for tuning in. Again, my name is Lanice, if you forgot that, and I'm gonna head out.